It's so cold in here. Bo Joon Ho's director of this movie. I went to go take my little lady to the movies yesterday, man. We went to go see this. It was in subtitles. And this movie was out in the summer. I believe it hit world premiere just a few months ago. And it's really, really well scripted. I mean, very well produced. And I love think about Koreans and foreign films. It keeps me engaged. It's always a dark twist and turn with every single movie, man. I remember Bokum, that was good. I actually I made a video about that. I think I wrote a blog about that movie, man. How just great that was. I mean, it's just always it's some type of trauma and some type of drama that's built up in a specific character, usually a protagonist, and then towards the scenes and in the middle of the movie, it just erupts like a volcano, and then it just started killing everyone, man. It was just kind of crazy. This movie was really nothing like a Quentin Tarantino. It was like more of its own thrill. So dark comedy between the rich and the poor. This poor family here, it started off with them trying to actually receive jobs. They trying to get like, signal. They had 2G, and 2G is very, very, very slow. They try to get 2G Wi-Fi connection and all that type of stuff, man. So they was trying to find out like, all right, bro, we trying to get some job notifications. We living in the slums, and uniquely all of them, they all had talents. One was very gifted in art. One was supposed to be he's really good in English, and I believe the mom was good at cooking. Dad was a great driver. So all these skills, they had reached a huge break when one of the sons, I guess the son's friend, he attended a university. He was like, hey man, I got some gig for you. This is what I want you to do. I want you to go ahead and be this English tutor for this family here. This girl that I like, when I graduate from the university, you take care of her, but just watch over her until I graduate. And I'm looking like, man, this dude, and she was a very attractive one, so I'm looking like, nah, man, this ain't gonna work out unless he ain't straight. But for the most part, I'm like, all right, man, you trust your friend to take on a task like this. But he was looking out for him, and he presented him this rock, and man, it just took off from there, bro. Like, I mean, seriously, they was in the movie, they was in this rich family home and whatever, man, and he was teaching her English, and it was just many traps was going on. The driver, what I want to say, the sister was good at art. She was like, they were more like con artists in a way. And so he was like, hey man, even though I don't have the qualifications doing this, I know English really well, but for the most part, I'm not a university graduate. He was like, hey man, just have your sister or have somebody in your family forge it, and just whatever, man, just go ahead. I give you the recommendation to go ahead and then complete this task. You got it. You need money. This is a golden opportunity. I'll open this door for you. You go in here and take care of this rich family. He did that, man. Then they started blending in slowly. Their whole family started coming in, far as like the one to be the art teacher. He was the sister was just educating the son about art. And what I like about the son is that he had a huge vision and just a more of a creativity and interest in Native Americans. I mean, he was just like, had a bow and arrows and all that stuff, man, and he was just shooting at the kid, and that was just symbolizing that it was an intruder in the home. Because if you notice, you go in history, right? I mean, Europeans was just known for taking over the Indians' land and whatever, and they was had to fight and always do some type of negotiations. And I like how Joel, he did a good job of analyzing that. He kind of put some little history into that too, man. It was very creative. But man, I can go on and on with this movie, man, but I'm just skipping a whole bunch of parts. I'm not trying to spoil everything, but man, it's just so much to really dissect in this movie. But the visionary is just so good, man. I mean, everyone had a good role. Like, throughout the movie, you wanted to feel sorry for the poor people, then feel sorry for the rich people, because the rich family, it's just like, you guys are very naive. I know you guys want some help, you have the money, but I mean, with no type of security, I mean, you just letting these people come in because they say they had these so-called skills. You needed like a housekeeper, you needed a maid, all this type of stuff, man. Housekeeper was hilarious because, I mean, she was just allergic to peaches and stuff, and they did everything they could just to get her out, the house. And so the mom can go in and substitute and be a housekeeper. Then the driver as well, the dad needed to do something, and so he wanted to, drive the rich person, the dad, everywhere, because he was like more of I work with this architect, and the house is immaculate, man. I mean, watching this movie, you thinking like, dang, bro, like, I want a house like this. I mean, this is a really initial motivation. And just the different remarks he had. He talks about, poor people. It's just that stench and they smell that they have. They ride in subways. I'm like, dang, man. You be like, man, forget y'all, man, throughout this movie. Like, it's like your emotions really just twist and turn after, watching this, man. But it won so many awards and Guild Awards. I mean, towards the end, it was just like a bloody fest. So much going on, a lot of violence going on, man. I mean, it's just things that you start looking at. It had different bonkers in there. I was just like, whoa, this is super crazy, man. And just listening to this and just watching this, I can see how Parasite won awards. And now I thought this movie was more about some aliens, killing people. I mean, it's a typical alien movie, just a Korean way. It's gonna be some blood and gore. No, it was nothing like this. This is more of a sense of analogy of a family trying to inherit or get over someone's blessings in a way and take advantage of everything they could because I mean the living conditions, they did a really good job in that in the slums. It's like, it was a big flood going on and they had to forcibly to live in a gym for a particular moment until the whole house was clean. It was just a major flood, man, out in the streets, man. I mean, they only had one toilet. Everything was all on one floor. Hold on 1 minute. I'm about to charge this computer up. But I'm just so applaud about literally everything about this film here. It's really good. It's really good. Right, 1 second. But I advise people to watch it, man. Seriously, you will actually enjoy it. But oh man, I was just trying to figure out how this is gonna end, and it really surprised me a lot, man. This reminds me like my Shyamalan type of movie, like Glass a little bit, but this was really in deep. You have to read the subtitles, but just be patient with it. This is a good movie. I advise anyone to go ahead and see it. Easily probably one of the best movies of the year, man. Everyone had a goal, some type of just direction, man. It's really hard. It was one of those movies that's hard to root for the poor and the rich family because you're like, dang, they both have some flaws. I mean, because poor family, they were really more just criminals and con artists. They would just do anything they can. They have like no notion, and they had these false occupations because they even though they had these type of plans they wanted to take over, but their original consent wasn't really to build a good culture with them. It was just pretty much just not even to make an honest living. They just want something good. Now you want to think like, okay, are they lazy or what's the problem? If they're so smart and intelligent, how did they get themselves in this situation? I mean, so I always think about that, like, why is you guys living like so dirt poor and like rock bottom? I mean, usually intelligent people don't like that unless you're going through hard times, but you have a family and something, you just want to go in and just live on someone else's wealth. And, you started thinking about that in the back of your mind here. But then, just all the various events, circumstances that they went through in this movie, you kind of just put that on the back burner, like, man, okay, I think I do deserve to have this. So it's a little different, man, because I think it was the mindset. I remember he said, if you're predetermined to be a cockroach, no matter what you do, you always gonna be a cockroach. You always gonna be underneath somebody's feet. You're gonna be looked upon as dirt. And with so many quotes in there that really struck me. I was like, wow, this is crazy, man. I mean, it was more of a defeated mindset too. You want to say, people can argue, but man, I really had a good time with this film. It's an excellent film. I mean, 9.8 out of 10. I give this movie almost 10 out of 10, but this is a 9.8 out of 10. This is good. This is really good because the reason why it wasn't really too perfect is there's some more predictive events and some cheesy events going in the movie, cheesy scenes there when they was trying to escape, for whatever, man. After so-called brutalizing or killing the housekeeper, man, and just come to find out it was people living in a bunker of the house. It was just a magnitude of so much. This was like a puzzle going on throughout this whole thing, man. I was just like, whoa, like. It was crazy, and it was very messy too. But I'm just amazed, man. About this film here. I mean, go ahead and watch it. Please, congratulations to the actors and the screenwriters here, and the production, I believe, was a $11 million budget. They made over 135 million in the box office, so they made a good profit, man. And this makes you just want to go in here and just get into films like this, man. Foreign films are really doing a good job in the market, and this is something that I think a lot of Americans can kind of take from and take some inspiration from and make their movies a little bit more like that in a way, But because whatever they're doing is working. He kept me engaged throughout the whole time. I mean, everyone had a role. Everyone had their the screening, the writing was just excellent. I mean, it was just one of those movies. Everyone had a purpose. You felt even the extras did. Everyone had a purpose. Everyone was engaged into the film, and that's what I really love about it, man. And just the beautiful and the artistry of it. I mean, at nighttime, the in South Korea, just how night it was just great, man. I mean, it was just a good purpose, the fine thing, man. So go ahead and watch this film. You guys continue to like, comment, subscribe. That's my review on it. 9.8 out of 10. I know that's very high, but I'm telling you, it's a movie critic. Go ahead and watch it. Hands down. This your boy Young Link Jr. I'm out. Deuces.